good things on both sides of the ball, what you typically hear. First scrimmage had a lot of sloppy things. Really liked the way the offense came out early. It was very physical, ran the ball very well, made some nice runs, hit some nice passes. Defensively, gave up a few things, then bent back and did some good things on third down. Really pleased with their third down effort. The scrimmage offense played much better on third down than they did in the third down drill. Red zone goal line offense was really good. Defense did a really good job in 2 minutes. The ones did. So it was kind of that typical back and forth, good competition. But good first scrimmage, a lot sloppy, had some mistakes. Guys line up off sides, get a big play, get a hold occasionally, those kind of things. But trying some things, getting some balls to some people, and wasn't bad. I mean, it was a solid first scrimmage and ahead of where we were a year ago.
How's EJ?
Fine. If he had to play, he played. He just fell on his ankle in the last 2-minute drill last night, and it was swollen up, and he'd been out there hobbling, and it probably aggravated the heck out of it. He could probably, if we go tomorrow, he could probably go half, and by the next day he'll be full. And there wasn't no sense to push it, give us a chance to work some of these other quarterbacks, and he'll go. If we had a game, though, he would have played. It was just swelling, wanted to get that out of there.
Certainly in 16 days, you expect your starting quarterback to be ready?
He'll be ready in 2 to 3 days.
Okay.
He'll be ready in 2 or 3 days. I mean, really will. I mean, it just, when you get that right foot, that's your plant foot, and it's tender and stiff. When you're pushing off, I didn't want to develop any bad habits and make him hop around in there. Somebody fall on again, make it worse. You know what I'm saying? We were lucky it didn't happen. It was a freak thing, just a freak accident. Some things that guys fall down and hurt a guy.
So what? One of the offensive linemen fell? What happened?
It was a pass blocking drill. I mean, they were in 2 minutes. An offensive and defensive guy went down. They were blocking each other and just fell. His feet. You know what I mean? You step up in the pocket. Just football.
You want him to get work, obviously, but a blessing in disguise, like you said, that you get.
Yeah, I was very pleased. I thought Clinton did some real good things early. Drove us early, made some good plays. Then had a real good deal and then hit a lull and struggled, but then came right back out of it. I was really glad to see that. Made a couple bad passes, made a couple poor reads, got greedy after he had a lot of success early. Then settled back down, went right back and made some nice throws and got us in the end zone a couple times, and was very pleased with that. So, up-down part of it was really good.
Is he pretty clearly established Jimbo at 2?
Yes, I don't think there's any doubt right now. Knowledge of what he's doing, the way he played today. Now, go watch the film, yes. I would say that. Then beyond that, I think we got to weigh things out.
Would you like to redshirt the 2 new freshmen? I mean, is that
I don't know. I don't necessarily say that. I'm going to wait and see. I'm going to wait and see where our year goes and what we have to do to move the ball.
How about other injuries?
Fair and Crew, ankle. Got a real good ankle. It'll be for a while, but it was that. Other than that, I mean,
What about
Dan Hicks has got a knee. He got cartilage in his knee. That happened in practice about 3 days ago. He'll have to have a scope on it and probably be 3-4 weeks, something in that mode. Greg Dent didn't scrimmage today, but he'll be back. He fell on an elbow and it swelled up at left. And I'm gonna tell you what, Greg Dent's had the best spring of all the wideouts. I mean, the best fall of all the wideouts, by far. I mean, really established himself as a player. That's what I was very disappointed he didn't get out here today. It was a weird thing. Him and they're running the route and just got their feet tangled. He put his hand down and hit that elbow and it swelled up real big. But he'll be fine in another 2 or 3 days. But I've been extremely pleased with Greg Dent. And I've been waiting for this because I think Dent's got a ton of ability.
Did you see it?
A ton of ability. And he's being consistent. He got juice to run away from you and run with the ball.
Did you see it coming in the spring with him, or when?
Yes, I did. Yes, I did. I told the guys, I said my sleeper pick to have a good. Now he still got to go out and have a good year, but just sometimes they get it. You know what I'm saying? I mean, a lot of guys don't get redshirt anymore because you have to play them so early. But he'd be a redshirt sophomore, junior. It's about in the old days. That's about the time they clicked in. You know what I'm saying? And just saw it. You know what I mean? And he's always had tremendous ability, and he got very deceptive speed and ball skills and big. I was disappointed he didn't play, but I've been extremely pleased with him. Thought Rashad Green did some good things today. Him and Kenny Shaw made a couple real nice plays in the game today. Secondary-wise, I saw Joyner do some things, stood out. I know you asked that. Up front, the ends are always good. But our tackles, we're so much better running the football and physical up front. What we're doing now. I mean, and I know people want to say, well, I think it will be. I'm very pleased what we're doing there. We can do some things now, and I'm very happy. You saw some of it. I mean, those guys got a chance to be pretty good. But the ends played well. Those Telvin a couple times. Christian, of course, Joyner's always. If I don't, I hear him. He yells at me. He got a good deal. Like some of the young things Darby did. Zay Rhodes is moving back around pretty good. Terrence Brewer. I mean, as I go through it, I'm thinking off the top of my head. Noticed them all at different times in the scrimmage. You know what I'm saying? Noticed Timmy Jernigan a couple times. Good things.
How many ones versus ones did you do?
Almost all of them, except for the first. We do 2 drives of that, and then we do all goal line, red zone, all that's all one. Coming out off the goal line, one's had a real good deal. We come off the goal line, got 2 first downs, moved it off. You know, everything but the first. There's a couple series early, then it's all 1s on 2s and 2s on 1s and 3s on 3s, and it's all 1s on 1s. Where do we do a ton? We've always done that.
In the offensive line, going up against that defensive line, you're really encouraged.
Goal line scored, first play. Red zone, took it straight in, scored. They got some things on third down, but it wasn't as much protection as it was. We made poor reads with the ball. You know what I mean? Very pleased from that. Very pleased. And ran it coming off. It was, but they had their moments too. But it's a battle now. It's you get me, I get you.
Was it that way last year?
No.
Right.
Not even close.
Right.
How's the battle between
that line of scrimmage used to be back there? You just kept moving back and moving back. I mean, daggone. Exactly right. Get on back up there, boy.
Was Glauser out?
Yes, he had a foot. That's enough. He had a foot sprain. I think it'll be 2 or 3 days. He got some swelling in his foot. This happened the day before. It happened. He practiced yesterday, and it just aggravated him. It swelled up today. And but I've been very pleased with him too. So mentally took all the ones at right tackle.
How'd he do?
I mean, I'll wait to the film. I saw a couple missed assignments when he could have scooped through a couple times. One time on a pass block, but our tight end picked it up on a chipped the guy out, and he got back. The thing about him, even when he makes mistakes, he's so athletic, he can recover. But I mean, we went in and we functioned, and he moved the ball, and we ran behind him, and he did some good things. And sometimes it's hard to watch the tape, you know what I'm saying, because you get caught up watching the other guys.
What do you see in Jimbo? You've transferred from tight end to King.
I like him. Very physical, very solid. Played a lot of games. Very technique sound. Strong guy. He'll help us. And very fortunate. I mean, with Dan going down like that, it was a blessing that we got him.
What's his biggest strength, by the way?
I think his knowledge, his strength in the blocking game, solid receiver strength, and experienced player. And I tell you what, the old guy's coming along good. Is a very good player. Is Christo. Christo, I'm extremely pleased with him. I think he's going to be a really good football player. A tight end.
Before camp, you said there's a couple guys that have to see how finals went and everything. Did you guys?
Yes, grade-wise, we're in great shape across the board. Look as of what they told me now, as of what everything panned out. So, as they told me a fib, which sometimes they'll slip one back on you sometimes. But now, right now, I think we had a really good summer academically.
What will your schedule be for the next few days?
We'll go out tomorrow. We'll run to get some stretching. We won't pound them real hard because this was a long scrimmage, you know what I mean? And we'll get some work done probably in shorts, shells, get some running, get some loosening, get some stuff up. A lot of cleanup stuff from this, and then we'll go straight to a two-a-day the next day.
You said EJ will be out tomorrow?
I'm sorry, we will be out.
EJ will be out tomorrow too?
I don't know. We'll wait and see. I'll wait and see. If he could practice, he'll probably be out there tomorrow. I would imagine he'll be out there tomorrow. If not, he'll practice on that two-a-day the next day.
Jimbo, how much the Heat scrimmage in at 12:30 is planned for this season?
Yes, it's planned for it, right in the middle of it. That's what I want to do. We got to get in this heat. This has got to be our advantage, not our disadvantage. We got to thrive in this environment. It's like the old Vikings in the cold, huh? And the snow and the ice. Exactly right. I mean,
to that end, how did the team perform in the second half of the scrimmage today?
Okay, I told him I was a little disappointed. I thought we could have finished better. I really did. I think we could have finished better, and that's the one thing I told him at the end I was not as happy with. And that's something. One thing you don't ever want to know as a football player. Say you're not tough, and you're not finishing and playing relentlessly hard. You know what I'm saying? That you'll give in a little bit. And I'm not. I don't think it was out of condition. I think it was just some mental weakness on some guys getting frustrated on some things, and we can't allow that to happen. So it's something that can't be fixed, and I don't think it's a major thing, but there's some little things that I saw that I didn't like.
So what's the motto this year? What's your motto this year?
Do what's right, do your job.
That's what the T-shirt's going to say?
T-shirt ain't going to say nothing. There's going to be a helmet right there. There's a helmet right there. What do you want that? When people look at that helmet, what do you want them to think? All them words and mottos and all that, you think you got to come up with something fancy. You got to come. No, you don't. When they see your helmet, it's like when you see the other team's helmet. There's always that. That's what you think of Florida State. You think of that helmet with that spear on it. What do you want the opponents to think? What do you want people to think when they see that helmet? That's all I ask them.
Yeah, what do you want people to think?
I'm gonna wait and let them decide that. I know what I want. It's not up to me. It's up to them. When they see it every day, what does that helmet stand for? That's a symbol of you. At least in this program. Ain't no words, ain't no motto. But our theme is, do what's right, do your job.
You mentioned Dent being your best, most consistent receiver so far. Who's been your best, most consistent lineman?
That's a good question, because here's the thing with that, is that they can be, but it depends on who they're blocking.
Well,
and defensive linemen too. They're having the same issues on defense. I mean, some things they used to be able to get away with and how you played the box and not getting extra guys in, can't do it no more. Some of them guys get displaced and all of a sudden they make a play, but it goes back and forth. I mean, I've been very pleased with Cam. I think Josue Matias has made tremendous strides. I like what Stork's doing in there. Benlink's coming. I can't be disappointed with Trey. To say one's jumped out over the other, I don't know if I could say that, but Glauser, I mean, getting Faircloth back in there. I mean, there's some guys, the young Baron, some of those guys, I don't know if anyone's that ahead of anybody else or done that much more, but they've done a lot. I've been very pleased.
How about your running backs? How did you feel about that?
You know, it was
Did
good.
you all rotate with lines?
Yeah, they did. Chris ran the ball really well at times. I think he put one ball on the ground on a screen, had a real nice play. I see him, he's hitting the cut, and there's a couple of them he could have hit just a little cleaner, but he looks quick, fast, hitting it hard, and he's just got to play again. You know what I mean? He ain't played in a year. I mean, you got to get in there live, and when you're going to get tackled, today's the first day he got tackled since Wake. And also Devontae. He had that same back issue with him. And I'm going to tell you what, he had a big collision with Nick Moody down there on the goal line, boy. I mean, they rocked each other's world. Both of them had a headache. One helmet come off, Moody's helmet come off, and Devontae walked up, and he was grabbing his head, but he got up, had no back problems from that. So I was very pleased with that. And then Wilder, I thought, did some nice things. And Lonnie had a couple nice runs on the goal line.
Moody taking to that position pretty well.
Yeah, he is. Moody likes to hit you. Don't worry about that kind of stuff. Let me go hit you. It's his mentality.
You talked about
Darby. How do you view that corner job at this point?
I think it's still open. I thought Nick Wason did some good things, and Darby doing some good things. He's a good player. He's a good player.
Got a lot of God's gifts with him.
Smiling when you talk about him.
Yeah, I do. I mean, you know, for a young guy, the thing I see about him doing, if he gets beat, comes back, okay, and he can tell you what he did wrong. That's rare for young guys. You know what I'm saying? He gets it, gets back up, and got a lot of God gifts. But I've been very pleased with Nick too. But you know, I think he's going to be a very, very good.
Is Halstead going to be able to get back in the mix on the receiving corner?
Not unless he lose some weight. He'll lose some weight and get down. No, he does some good things, but he's not the same Willie as he was. And Willie can be a really good player when he's on. You know what I mean? And he's got to get a little better. He's got to get a little better.
You're talking about the helmets coming off. Obviously, it's a new rule.
That is now, and I'm gonna tell you, I think it's got. Well, you got to. It's like I told him, you got to snap that. Those guys like them just a hair loose. I mean, you don't want them, but you got to snug them up. And sometimes I don't care what that. If the referee don't see somebody tear it off, you got to come out. And that happened. Every time it happened today, we made them go out. And you know that can be a big thing. That happens more often than not. And I think it's not they're fitted properly. I think they don't like to snug them up as tight as a hair. And then you have certain haircut and certain hairdos and long hairs and short hair. Short hair, yes. I mean, you gotta make sure everything's buckled up. So that can be. Well, if it's a play on the goal, if you make a good play on the goal line, your helmet comes off, you got to come out. And next play, they run right where you're at. Have to put your sub in. I mean, there's a lot of, the people that kind of look now, that's okay. But I'm gonna tell you now, that could be one of those sneaky rules that bites you more than you think it can. I really say so.
How would you feel about starting a true freshman at corner? Is that?
Doesn't bother me. Started a free safety at LSU and won the national championship. Started 2 tailbacks as freshman, won the national championship that year. He's good enough. How Clemson likes starting Sammy Watkins as the best receiver. I mean, I wonder
if that position was different, perhaps.
I don't think so.
For
I don't think so.
guy.
I mean, he can do it. You know what I mean? And we'll wait and see. No one says he could do it. I mean, he's got a lot to prove, but you got to play the best players.